Hey, what's going on YouTube? White here. It was a really cold weekend this weekend, so we didn't get to go garage selling. So as kind of a filler title, I decided I would do a little tour of my video game collection because I've been getting quite a few emails. People are like, do your Super Nintendo, do your N64, do your Game Boy. So I'm just going to do it all right now for a little midweek video. Again, it was like 20 degrees this weekend, so me and Fanta both kind of came to terms with the fact that we weren't going to be going yard selling. And I'm trying to chase down 100 subscribers, so I think that I need to keep getting videos up each week, even if they're not great. I have not given up on yard selling, though, so before I get a million comments, that's still what we do on the channel. It was just too cold, so we're going to do a little tour of my video game room, and you guys can see kind of what goes on behind the scenes back here, because I know you guys don't really get to actually witness what I have totally, and now you do. So this is like 6 months into my collection. I started in June of 2012. And this is my collection so far, you know, give or take 6 months, half a year through. So I'm going to show it to you guys right now in detail. Here we go. Alright guys, so this is what I like to call the front of the house. This is the part of my collection that it's kind of meant to show off. It's in the public's eye. It's the first thing my guests see. Sorry about the glare, it's the protective cases. This is what I leave kind of out in my room for everyone to see as they come over. And this is only about 1/3 of my collection, believe it or not. There's a bunch more stuff I'm going to show you later. But we're going to jump into this really quick. This is the Super Nintendo, Gamecube, and Nintendo 64, along with some Game Boy Advance stuff. Those are the core of my collection, are those three systems. So that's what I like to show off. And if a game is out here, it's either complete in box or it is in a collector's case that I made. Most of my N64 collection is in a collector's case. So starting off at the top, kind of 5 of my favorite things, really. That's why it's right on the top for everyone to see. Super Metroid, Super Mario All-Stars, and Donkey Kong Countries 1 through 3, along with the boxed Super Nintendo Super Set up there. Really nice up there. I know it looks kind of dangerous, but I haven't had a game fall yet, so when it does, then I'll be the idiot and I'll have to replace it. But you know, right now it's held up really well. As long as no one bumps into the cabinet really hard, it should be solid. And over there on the left, you see a Paper Mario the sticker star. I just moved this into my room, so I'm going to start getting posters along the empty wall next to my collection, so it kind of fills in the wall a little bit nicer. Now, glare's become a little bit of an issue, but back here is a bunch of my complete in-box Super Nintendo games. Mario Kart, Lion King, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Over there is Terminator versus RoboCop. I believe that's what it's called, that random black game. And going down, we have Mech Warrior, Final Fight. I'm going to zoom in a bit here. Final Fight, Cliffhanger, The Jungle Book, Killer Instinct. That's not complete in box. That's a pre-made game. And NHL 94. I don't know why I have NHL 94 up there. It was a game I played as a kid a lot, and it was one of the first games I had in my collection, so that's why it's in there. Probably end up taking it out at one point just because it's a sports game. Jumping into the next row, we have Lion King, Jungle Strike, Vegas Stakes, Factory Sealed, NBA Jam Tournament Edition, Factory Sealed, Toys, me and Fanta found that yard selling, and then some of my good RPGs, A Link to the Past, Secret of Evermore, Secret of Mana. I apologize for the glare, guys, it's the plastic, and Super Mario RPG, all in little collector's cases I have back there. My goal is to find those games complete in box because obviously those are some of the more desirable, nicer games I have. We'll jump into this last row here. This Link, by the way, is from Best Buy. It's a Link cutout. Looks really cool, standing there kind of like guarding my collection. I believe it came with the 3DS release of Ocarina of Time, and it came from Best Buy. I'm not sure exactly where my roommate got it, but it looks really cool wherever. So we got Super Ghouls and Ghosts, We're Back, Vortex, and then the rest of the games are not complete in box. Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Super Return of the Jedi, Mario World, Empire Strikes Back, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and NBA Jam. I'll probably get rid of that NBA Jam since I have it factory sealed over there. I'll put it in the other place I have my games, just for the games I might play. And now let's slide on down. As you see, the Mario 64 complete in box. I know they shouldn't belong with the Super Nintendo games, but I really wanted to show them off. They were the first complete in box games I got. Zelda Ocarina of Time and Zelda Majora's Mask, all complete in box. with the annoying glare of the plastic screen protector. Now, back here I just have mostly kind of junky Nintendo 64 titles. Let me move this light a bit. Hard to see because of Mario. But Conker's Bad Fur Day being the kind of the desirable game back there. Battle Tanks, 1080, Army Men Air Combat. Let me move Mario Party out of the way here. Banjo-Kazooie, Bomberman Hero, Destruction Derby, Dual Wars, and Gex 64. Those are all plastic collector's cases. The next aisle we've got, what do we got here? Kirby, Crystal Shards, Hot Wheels, Mortal Kombat, Madden 2001, Mario Tennis, which is actually a hard game to find. I have not seen another one since the one I got at Bookman's a long time ago. Pokemon Snap, MRC, Rampage, Rampage 2, and Quest 64, which is not the best RPG. And here we got Mario Party 1 and 2, complete in box, kind of out in the front. Like to get 3 someday. Donkey Kong 64, complete in box, also out in the front. I'll put this all back together later on. I don't want to waste your time. Wave Race 64, complete in box. I got that just the other day. Star Fox 64, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Super Smash Brothers, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, another Wave Race, which I actually need to get rid of now that I have it complete in box. Thank you guys for unofficially reminding me. And back behind Link, a couple more complete in box games and a few factory sealed games even. Donkey Kong Racing, Rayman Factory Sealed, Hexen, which is the first complete in box N64 game I ever got, actually, right after I started my channel. Star Wars Pod Racer in terrible shape, and Factory Sealed Tarzan, which looks like actually looks like a decent game. I watched some gameplay of it. I'm not going to open it up just to play it. And we'll jump down to the newest stuff, the newest in terms of generation, Game Boy Advance and Gamecube. Over there is my favorite handheld ever, Game Boy SP, and that is the Nintendo edition of it. I'll show you guys what that looks like really quick. I recently got this on Craigslist. I think me and Fanta will do a pickup video of that. But it's absolutely the coolest system I've ever seen in my life. The only problem with it is it's not the good backlight version. It's not the AGS 101. So, kind of a downfall. That's why it's up on my collection. I have another SP that I use for actually playing the games. Got some complete in-box games back there. Donkey Kong Country 3. Golden Sun is that blue one. I believe that's the second Golden Sun. Super Mario World. Yoshi's Island. Moving into GameCube. Mario Party 5, 6, and I do have 7. It's on the other side though. Kind of rare Zelda game. The Zelda Collection. Star Wars Rogue Leader. True Crime Streets of LA. I have no idea why I have that in my collection. Turok Evolution. SSX Trixie. Time Splitters. Lord of the Rings The Two Towers, Resident Evil 0, I need to get a complete in-box version of that because that looks tacky back there. Sonic 2 Battle, I never got a chance to play that. Some game that shouldn't be back there because it still has GameStop stickers on it. I need to take that out of there. Phantasy Star Online, Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, and Metroid Prime. Then a couple more complete in-box games up here. Final Fantasy Tactics, Pokemon Silver, and that AGS 101 Pearl Blue Game Boy. It's not in the box because I actually used that one to play. Couple games I have back here. That Virus game I got last week, and I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet because I don't have a Sega Saturn. Game Boy Advance SP, another one complete in box that is in there because it's the bad backlight model. Pokemon Stadium 2, Pokemon Stadium 1. Right now I'm just kind of trying to find a spot for them. My collection is getting a little bit too full. So what I'm going to probably do eventually is keep only complete in-box games and start to get rid of these other games that do not have boxes, which is pretty much a majority of my N64 collection. All of these you're seeing right here, these are collector's cases, not real boxes. Down here at the bottom of my collection, I'm not going to get into this too much, but a bunch of consoles and assorted accessories down there. Pretty practical to be able to reach down there and grab the systems, but I will show you where I keep all of my systems in a minute. And looking over here, nothing important, but there's that mini. By the way, I'm gonna announce the giveaway who won that mini right after this video, so stay tuned. This is a TV where I play my retro games on, right next to my collection, and then over here is where I play my modern games. I play with a monitor and a headset. I'm extremely competitive with modern games. Anyone that watched my last YouTube channel will know that I'm very good at first-person shooters. So that's my modern games over there. And just for the heck of it, the really cool Halo cutout that everyone wanted to buy off me. I'm going to probably put this over by my collection. I just was second guessing it because it's not related to Nintendo, so I considered not doing it, but I think Master Chief will look really cool right up there above Link. So let's get to the next part of my collection. There's a lot more to be looked through. Alright guys, here's my storage unit. This is where I keep kind of stuff that I don't need right now. I don't have room for, I should say. I'm going to probably get more shelving units eventually and start putting up more collection. And I'll probably someday start collecting NES as well, but right now that's kind of Fanta's thing. And I just stick with Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64 and Gamecube. But as you see, I have a bunch of assorted consoles up here. Another Mini, a couple more Super Nintendos, several N64s, Gamecube, and a PlayStation 2 Slim. Just a ton of PlayStation 1 games up here. I have no idea what I'm going to do with any of these, to be honest with you guys. Probably keep them until I have a PlayStation collection going. When I get more shelving units down the road, I'll probably need to get a bigger house for that, though. But as you can see, I'm not going to go through these games, but a lot of the games I've gotten over the month's yard selling. Some more games down here. Back there is Dreamcast and PlayStation. And then there's some PlayStation 2 in front here, and then a ton of PlayStation 2 games. Clock Tower 3. Me and Fanta are probably going to do a Let's Play on Fanta's Finds of that game. So I would go check out that channel if you like Let's Plays. I know they're kind of like beating a dead horse now. Everyone does them. I'm going to have to step in front of the light here for a second. Ugh. And then there we have a bunch more games. More PlayStation 2 games. Couple GameCube games, some doubles I have of N64. Brute Force, absolutely love that game to death. I'm going to play that really soon. And down below here, we have some Super Nintendo games that I have kind of yet to decide what I'm going to do with them. Super Metroid is there because I'm replacing the save battery as soon as I get the bit online to replace the save battery. I got halfway through the game and then the save battery shit out on me. I was pretty upset. Jurassic Park, Earthworm Jim, F-Zero. A lot of these are doubles. A lot of them are not going to be kept. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Well, they'll be kept if I can get a bigger collection, a bigger storage unit going. But for now, they have to sit in here, unfortunately. A bunch of Pokemon games complete in box. The games themselves are actually in the bag with my 3DS right now in my nightstand. That Superboy I got the other day, ridiculous handheld. Nintendo over here, and a ton, guys, a ton of Game Boy games. First, I'll show you the Game Boy Advance games really quick. They look like that. A bunch of Pokemon games, and then a bunch of kind of junk GBA titles aside from these back here. Some good ones back here, both Advance Wars, Dodgeball, I don't know, Pokemon Pinball, Frogger. I'm not going to do anything with these. They're just going to sit in here because they can't really be put on a shelving unit to be shown off unless I get the boxes for them. Like I said, my collection consists of mostly complete in-box games. A million Game Boy games in here. I'm not going to show them too much. Go watch the... What was the name of the video? Thankful for Game Boy and PlayStation if you want to see what I got. But I got a bunch of Game Boy games in here. Pretty fun to turn these on when I'm bored. Some extra Pokemon games I have. Some Zelda games. A bunch of really good Game Boy games, to be honest with you. A lot of very good ones. Game Boy Advance, I'll probably get rid of this because the SP is really my system. I don't like the original Game Boy Advance too much, to be honest with you guys. A million parts for SPs. One of my hobbies is to take them apart and put new casings on them. That's why when I go yard selling, I always buy SPs. Even if they're beat to hell, you can spend about $7 and buy a nice casing on eBay. We got a Dreamcast down there and a Game Gear, and then a Mad Catz peripheral, which I'll probably throw out. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, to be honest with you guys. It was kind of an impulse buy because the day was slow. And back there, I got a complete in-box PlayStation 1 behind everything. So let's go to the last little bit of the collection here, and then we'll be done. Okay guys, kind of to play us out here, I've got my living room stash of games, which is PlayStation 3 games, and then a lot of games that I might be playing out here in the comfort of my living room. Mario Galaxy 2 included. That game certainly lived up to the hype as one of the best platformers of all time. If you haven't played it, go play it. It is not a rehash. Well, it's kind of a rehash of Mario Galaxy 1, but it's literally one of the best platformers I've ever played. Go give that a play. Down here I got some desirable GameCube games as well. I don't know how to pronounce that. Baten Kaitos. Never knew how to pronounce that. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Mario Party 7, Metroid Prime 2, Pac-Man World 2, Metroid Prime, and then a couple pretty decent PlayStation 1 games down here. A couple more Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy 7 in the mix, Wild Arms 2, another Final Fantasy 7 it looks like, and then some Dreamcast games which probably will find a new home maybe with Fanta. Metal Gear Solid, Rival Schools, a really good PlayStation 1 game, pretty valuable game as well. I'm not going to sell that or trade it. And then down here a pretty meager complete in-box Genesis collection. I'm not a Sega guy, I'm not going to lie to anyone. I hope I don't hurt anyone's feelings, but I'm not a huge Sega fan. Oh, and I don't know what this is doing out here, but Zelda for the Game Boy, the Minish Cap one, complete in box, needs to go into my collection. And then I got Mario Checkers, and of course Nintendo Monopoly, which has been played out here in this living room a lot. Mad Gab. Then I have a few Xbox games, actually quite a few Xbox games out here. Mech Assault, The Thing, Elder Scrolls, Knights of the Old Republic, Oddworld. I'm not going to go through all of them, I'm just going to touch on some of the good ones. Fable is one of the best, one of my favorite action RPGs ever. It's very short, but other than that, it's a great game. Some Xenosagas on PlayStation 2. And lastly, for those of you that have been watching my channel for a while, the Bud Light signs we got for $5. The worst yard selling weekend of my life, but I did find these signs for $5. They light up, and let me tell you, they're worth a lot more than $5. There's that Miller Lite one up there. So, pretty darn cool. And you guys, that's pretty much it for my collection right now. That is, again, 6 months in. I started collecting, oh yeah, the Halo Special Edition and Halo posters over here. I started collecting very, very late June, so that is my collection as of 6 months, and I think I'm off to a pretty good start at least. Again, I'm going to have to build a new shelving unit because my collection's getting too big for my meager space. But guys, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and me and Fanta will be back later on this week, hopefully with another yard sale video. Later. Alright YouTube, let's give away the mini Super Nintendo here. I'm going to show you guys a few of these just so you know that I didn't just put a million names. Duck Balls, great name. Michael, someone's random name. So I'm just showing you a few of these just so you know that there's not any funny business going on. This sucked, by the way, to write all these out. Super Dracula. Anyway, as you see, there's a bunch of people here, so I'm going to shuffle these up and grab a random one. See who wins the Super Nintendo. Alright, and I'm going down. I'm going to pull one out of the middle here. And let's see, the winner is this guy. Addicted to Chaos 666. Nice name. Alright, you're the winner.